Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let brothers get in here and we get going. Shalom, Mark. Shalom. A few more brothers get in here, then we get going. We're gonna give brothers a couple more minutes, a minute. It's Locky, Akim. Bunch of stuff going on. Well, we here. This thing phone is leaking. We're gonna give brothers a couple, another minute, man. Either way, we about to roll. Man. Better catch the spiritual bus, man. Very important lesson tonight. Very, very, very important lesson. A lot of brothers walking around not rooted, you know. You think they're in the truth. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go into it. Alright, man, we've been sitting for like 5 minutes. 30 more seconds. Try to get this phone to act right. Alright. Another Ak in here. Shalom, Ak. Yeah, man. Thumbs the lesson up for Aki and brothers who may be up, man. This ain't going to, you know, what is it? Deaf ears. I don't want this to fall on deaf ears, man. So make sure y'all thumbs it up. Even though we know Esau's still gonna hide. He's gonna hide the live. That's what he's doing. That's the new thing he's doing. He's hiding brothers' lives now. Brothers don't even get notifications anymore. You know. But alright, we finna roll. Been sitting here for like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. That's completion. Alright. And then this phone is tripping. So brothers diligent, brothers to see the lessons, brothers being. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and get going, man. We're gonna start this lesson off by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Raka'akwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Of Yasha Allah, which is Hebrew for Israel. The water Abba for giving me the Raka'akwadash to be able to come back with another lesson on hopefully something that could be edification, admonition, admonishment, I should say, reproof, defending or preaching the gospel, or exhortation, or prophecy. All right, and I'm your brother Shariat Nawasai, and this lesson is only out to you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians, all so-called because you are actually famous. Yes, you are actually the people of the Bible. You are Israelites in truth and in fact. All right. Now, with that being said, you see the topic. Tonight's topic is about being rooted, and it was spiritual because before I've been meaning to do this for some days now, but I want to actually go into this because these are real concepts based off of our customs, our true way of life, you know, that has been stripped from us, which is why no one truly understands the Bible, you know, because everybody didn't have the customs of the Israelites, but the only people by spirit who will naturally still go on to understand it are the Israelites, you know, who today are known as so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, and Latinos, you know, and one of those things, one of those customs and way of life is being, you know, doing agriculture. That's heavy. That's a heavy Israelite custom, man. We are people that are into agriculture very, very densely, all right? And that's why the scriptures speak about, you know, things dealing with agriculture so much is being rooted. Now, if you really want to understand being rooted, yes, we got to go into the scriptures. But how much further if you actually understand the, I guess, the true science of rooting. And like I said, it was spiritual because before I started the live up, I actually was watching a vid on rooting, and I'm actually, you know, post, you know, like the science of it, Lord willing, after this. Now, coming into this, man, it's spiritual because at least that's what I don't know how many people in here, but you know, brothers, you know, shalom to you. You know, a lot of brothers they go on lives, they don't always, you know, say anything, you know. But anyway, it's a lot of brothers that's coming into the truth right now. You know what I'm saying? With the pandemic going on, you know what I'm saying? That you know, basically the end of society. You know, it's the end of Esau's world, and it's some hard times, and hard times equate to what? You know, weather. You know, weather in the storm. You know, you got storms. You got all different types of storms. You have a gust storm, wind storms, you know, going into tornado storms, rainstorm, snowstorm, hailstorm. Then you got even further, even deeper with heat waves and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, man, this is what the scriptures was talking about. Yahweh Shah was trying to get us to understand this through the parable of basically brothers with plants that they get the word sold to them, and they grow, but due to their process is not efficient. Every plant isn't always planted efficiently, and that's what we're here tonight about. Brothers in the truth and don't even get what the hell they're a part of. Brothers don't get it, man. Brothers do not get it, and everybody in here has to get it. I have to include myself. I have to get it. This being rooted thing is serious, because that's the only thing that's going to keep you on your feet. That's the only thing that's going to keep you 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Being rooted. You know what I'm saying? Now, this phone is just crazy, man. And this is the time that the Father is sifting too. So if you ain't rooted, man, you liable to fall out. It's so spiritual, brothers, is not on here. You know what I'm saying? It's spiritual. It's very spiritual. And throughout this lesson, you will understand the process of being rooted. So, brothers, you got scriptures. Brothers, you got questions. Brothers, you got words you want to drop in. Chime in, man. Chime in. I'm just trying to get this phone to act right real quick. Salakia. And we are likened unto plants. You know what I'm saying? We're likened unto plants. So if you're likened unto a plant, right? Man, this is crazy, man. What is going on? This is crazy. Wow. Hey, man. Every brother work out they, right. Let every brother work out his own, salvation with fear and trembling. This is crazy right now. This phone is like, it's crazy, man. I can't even get it. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get to the lesson. I ain't finna worry about it. First scripture we're gonna go into says rooted from the seed through it. And then let me say this real quick. Sound like elder apostle Tar. Pretty much, man, what I was getting out of the science of plants being rooted. When something is rooted, right? The root has nothing. The roots don't grow leaves. They don't grow, they don't bud. So it's not about coming into this thing. It's not about coming into this thing, all flashy. It's not coming into this thing, appearance-wise, because that's spiritual, because the buds actually represent the appearance, So that's one major part of, because I'm going to say this, then we get to the lesson. That's one major part of a plant growing is the root. The root has nothing to do with budding, leaves, or anything like that, right? And finally, it's the root is what brings forth those buds and those leaves and etc. Right? And another key thing too to taking out of it is what is it? Forget. it'll come back to me. So what is it ultimately about then? Let's get it. Isaiah, let's see, let's start with let's start with this. Let's start with the fact that we're plants. We're liking other plants. Let's get Matthew. Let's go to Matthew chapter Salaki, not Matthew. We're gonna go to Matthew 3. These some quick freestyle scriptures real quick. Besides the ones I got lined up. We're gonna go to Matthew 3. And we're gonna go to what is that? Luke. No, that's Mark. We're gonna go to Mark 8. And brothers should know what I'm getting at. Mark 8:34. Get that real quick. Mark 8:34. So like in Mark 8:24. We're gonna get this first. It says, now, we're gonna get Isaiah. Make sure I ain't got it on here already. Yeah, we're gonna get Isaiah 9 and 8. Just to prove we're plants, man. So we got 3 scriptures we're gonna bring up. Salakia. Alright, Isaiah 9 and 8 we'll start with. And it reads, it says, well, let me start with 1, because this is about every man individually first, you know. Helping up make up this body. So Mark 8:24, and it reads, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. So a tree is a big plant, right? Let's get Matthew. Let me see if I yeah, let's get Matthew 3:10. It says, and now also the axe is laid to the root of the trees. See that? So that's talking about. So with Mark 8, it show you every individual man is a tree, right? A plant. And it also, and then in Matthew chapter 3 verse 10, it shows you the same thing. So let every matter be established by 2 or 3 witnesses. So I believe it's safe to say that, you know, we're likened unto plants, you know. And let me finish it. Matthew 3:10, it says, and now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Right? So all you men on here are trees. Therefore, every tree, see individually, backing that part up, which bringeth not forth good fruit, is hewn down and cast into the fire. Right? So as a tree is a certain way, you need to be moving and developing in this thing. Now let's get Isaiah 9 and 8, and it reads one more backup, right? One more witness. It says Isaiah 9 and 8. Salakia. Isaiah 5 and 7. Isaiah 5 and 7, and it reads, for the vineyard, right? So that's like how we're a pasture of sheep. That's basically like a pasture of plants. You know, it's a field of plants. So all the individuals together making a body. That's a vineyard. For the vineyard of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah of hosts, or Yahweh of hosts, is the house of Israel. And the men of Judah is his pleasant plant. See that? So you're a plant, man. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression for righteousness, but behold, a cry. So we got that established, man. Everybody on here is, you know, likened unto a plant, man. You're a plant. So plants, they don't start from the top and grow down. They start from the bottom and they grow up. So like I said, but it was spiritual because before I started the live up or whatever, I was watching the little plant system or whatever, and pretty much when it goes into how, and I'll post a video. But anyway, it goes, Lord willing, it goes into how when the roots they take form first. It has nothing is critical for that to be known, obviously, that they have nothing to do with leaves and budding, which is the appearance of that root, right? It's the, you know, what it goes on to be. But the main process is that bottom, that rooting, that foundation that takes place. Right now, everybody needs to go back. That's and Jake like to say that in the world, go back to your roots. Everybody needs to go back to their roots, because we all got roots, right? But your roots might not be strong as another brother or as deep as another brother's. You know, I remember when I was a kid, right? I was like, you know, I don't use the word mischievous. I was just always doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I remember I pulled up a plant. It's on some bad shit. I just pulled the plant up. I look back on it now. It was just off. But I just pulled it up for no reason. I'm talking about, and I was pulling it. Matter of fact, it wasn't that easy. I was pulling it, and I got it out the ground, and it was so deep in the ground, I started to lift up the grass. It was deep. You know what I'm saying? And I pulled and was yanking. It was hard for me to get it up. And I think I eventually got it up. And the root was like, man, it was so damn long. You know what I'm saying? It was like from my elbow. It was like about that long, man. It was deep. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the spiritual, because that soil was holding it down. You know? And that soil, that's another thing. See, when I bring that lesson, I don't want to go into the soil part. What do we want to liken the soil to? Because we know once the root is taking form into the ground, right, it grows and springs up, right, properly by water. The water, which is the scriptures. Now, Jake like to say that in the world, every brother needs to, we need to go back to our roots. You need to go, this is the time you want to go back into your roots and make sure you was planted properly, man. Make sure you're grounded. Make sure you're holding on. You know what I'm saying? Because this is talked about all throughout the scriptures. You know, plants got to be able to weather storms. It's a lot of things plants got to be able to go through and survive to ultimately bring forth abundantly how they may have the ability to, you know. But it all depends on their root. All depends on how they came in, how you came in, you know. Now I'm gonna keep talking. We're gonna bring these scriptures out. Isaiah 53. We're gonna go into. Every man in Israel is likened unto a plant, even the Lord. Isaiah 53, which is why he spoke so, you know, highly of planting parables, because that's what our people, you know, customs were. So that's what you can understand. So you just gotta go back now, even if you're not into agriculture. You just gotta go back now, and you know, basically Jake got amnesia. We hit our head real hard. You know what I'm saying, like that fall. You know what I'm saying. Now anyway, it says Isaiah 53 and 1. I'm gonna start at who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed, right? So you brothers believe in this? Are you believing the report that Israel is likened unto a beautiful plant, a pleasurable plant to the Most High? You know, Israel's the vineyard. You know, Judah's plants. I mean, Israel's plants as well. You know, and we're likened unto trees and as well. You know, and you know that's spiritual because you got different type of trees. You know what I'm saying? You got like trees that get super tall and they're like the trees that you want to be the tree. If you going, that's why you got to read. You want to go into like I said, you want to be rooted. Another part of your root is do you only know breakdowns, man? Do you know your customs? Do you know how exactly Why you need to know these breakdowns? Do you know how we failed? Do you know the history? Do you know any of these things? Can I talk to you on that level? Can we talk on that level? You know, I gotta make sure I know these things. Because the example I want to give right now is when the temple was being built. Solomon only used the finest trees. He used the strongest trees. I think the strongest tree is the brothers know it. They could drop the name, and I think is it the cedar, the cedar tree. You want to be a damn cedar tree. You got plenty of trees that can be used, but you want to be I want to be a cedar tree, man. Whichever is the strongest, tallest tree. I'll tell you about it in the book of Kings, First Kings, what Solomon planted. But we'll eventually get there. So do you believe all these things, right? And to whom is the arm of the Lord or Yahweh revealed, right? Who is the arm of Yahweh? That's a part of being rooted. You got to know that. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 2, for he shall grow up before him as a tender plant. Salaki, as a tender plant. See that? This is talking about the Lord. This is before the Lord even came forth. And this is in the so-called, you know, what we deem as the, what is deemed as the Old Testament, Salaki. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, as a root out of dry ground. Why does it say out of dry ground? Because when you go to Ezekiel, the 37th, 36th chapter, the valley of dry bones, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that dry ground. You know, that's that the land being barren, you know, the land being non-fertile. It can't breathe, right? The cedar trees, exactly. You know, but that's that dry ground. It's when the soil is bad, it's hard for it to bring forth any plants. So in other words, even if it does, do you really consider it a plant? What's your standard? You know what I'm saying? A lot of Israelites kept coming forth, were brought forth, but none like the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So he was a true plant. That's why the Lord is the ultimate representation of everything, man. He's the I think you want to say prototype for everything. You know, what type of man you want to be, plant you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, etc. Your mindset. You know. It's your attitude. You know. Your habits. You know. It goes into all of that, man. It's pretty deep. It's deep, man. See, it's deep, you know? It's deep. For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of dry ground, right? That dry ground being Israel, you know, not having any water, you know? Our land not being really fruitful. The soil not being fruitful. The people not being fruitful, the women not being fruitful. They're dry. They're dried up, man. Brothers can post that Ezekiel 37 and the dry ground, man. It says, he had no form, no comeliness. Now this is perfect. He had no form, no comeliness. So we're going into the Lord being a tender plant, just like each and every one of us, right? And it says, and as a root out of dry ground. So it goes into that root. That root is very important. The root, being rooted. It says, he had no form, no comeliness, because that's what it's talking about when you go into the root system, like rooting system of plants. The root system, it tells you that the root has nothing to do with, you know, budding and leaves, man. So it's not beautiful. That's what makes a plant beautiful. A plant is made beautiful when people don't want to deal. It's just like we talk about the furnace of affliction. Like when gold, you know, it's, you know, whatever category you want to go into, it's all the same thing, man. It's the same message. The gold has to go through something first before you could put it around your neck, Jake, and it's made beautiful. But how many people actually care about, you know, the process? As we talked about, Mahar, you said people only care about the byproduct, man. Jake said that in the world. Rick Ross, he said, you weren't with me shooting in the gym? You know what I'm saying? People don't care about the process. Then you got the flip side, you know, not to make too many worldly references, but brothers get it. The dude Joel MB, his name's The Process. Trust the process. What it was gonna take. From starting all over, because he messed his foot up to become properly sturdy and stable in the league going forth, to become a powerhouse, right? That's how we got to be in this truth. We have to be properly put in place and made stable so we can go on to become a powerhouse. That way, when all this shit that's going on comes forth, which we're going to go into why you want to be rooted, and rooted properly, we're going to go into the benefits as well. Hell, you able to withstand all that, man. But anyway, it says, moving on. And it says he had no form, no comeliness. So it's not about coming into this truth being all beautiful. The Lord was a plain man. He was an austere man, man. When you go into the word austere, I want to do a lesson on that. That word austere. Austere is not worldly, man. The Lord was not worldly at all, man. He wasn't like these people at all, man. The Lord wouldn't F with none of our people. Damn near. Just like you know what I'm saying? He couldn't, different cloth. Like he said, I'm not of this world. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't dressing like a Pharisee, even though he was the Lord. Real plain dude. You got a perfect example. Because brothers don't get what it's about. I think we was just talking about that. We're in time of mourning, and brothers want to have the most, they want to act like they're in the kingdom now. You know what I'm saying? And it, like IUIC. You got the women dressing like they in the goddamn king, like the goddamn women dressing like they're in the kingdom. The men, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's those are our customs. They got salt, but what is it really about? He said the two prophets, we're gonna prophesy the sackcloth, man. Your garment should look like the sackcloth. You keep your salt, you know what I'm saying? But come on, man. It's not about none of that. It said he had no, you think the Lord didn't have any salt compared to a heathen? Even though he was austere, that means plain. He's a plain man. Yahushua was a t-shirt and jean type of guy, man. Period. He was a t-shirt and jean type of guy. It says, so that's one thing. Going into this is perfect because it helps you eliminate the carnal aspects of being in this truth. Jake come in the truth and you gun-ho about, wearing fringes. You know what I'm saying? You gun-ho about, the attire and the customs and stuff like that. But it's not about none of that, man. It's not about any of that. It's really not. Because really, you got some brothers that we all wear the fringes, but you got IUIC and other camps. We teach what GMS teach. You got other brothers in other camps. These ones teaching. Basically, you supposed to have your attire on 24/7. That's a death trap, man. We being demonized right now. At least a plant. Be clever with it. They walk around whole fringes on Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. Brothers got the name on the head. Just brothers out here crazy, man. Just real carnal. And I'm be honest, I came in, with that's that zeal. Jake done found out who he is, but that's not what it's about, man. You got to get past that. That's a part of the roots. That is law. We do have to, have know that, that we wear fringes. We wear the border of blue. That is to remember the commandments, So, but it's beyond that, man. Because Jake get caught up in that and forget that it's actually about going on to understand how that didn't work. And we need the Lord. You know what I'm saying? These niggas think they could do it without the Lord. And they still, these are Israelites who are still, niggas. I only say that in the Apocrypha. Let me bring that up. It says for, let me get that real quick. For riches are not comely for a nigga. I think it's 14 and 12. Get that real quick. Is that that's Sirach chapter 14 verse 12. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. No, Salakia 14:3. Sirach 14:3. It said riches are not comely for a nigger. You know what I'm saying? And what should an envious man do with money? You know, so you can't give a dumb nigga, you know, riches. You know, and these are riches. You know what I'm saying? Riches to know about you know, brothers into the stones and the, you know, just little stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It ain't gonna do nothing for you. It just like you give these jakes in the world money. They can't do nothing with it, man. It don't go on to be. It don't go on a profit. You know, you don't get nothing out of it because you didn't go into it correctly. That's like this truth. You're not gonna get nothing of knowing this, having the Father name, the Son name, if you don't come into this correctly. Do you have the right or do you have the right understanding what this is about? This is about your salvation, man. This ain't about no goddamn carnal crap, man. It's not about that. But you get over the salt. Leave that to Jake in the world. Jake talking about he get his drip from his walk. Jake crazy, man. It says let me move on. Then I'm gonna go to the comment board in a second. It says he had no, finish in verse 2 in Isaiah 50, in the 53rd chapter. It says he had no form nor comeliness, right? And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. You see that? When you see IUIC, they lit. You see men in Great Millstone, men, they talking about brothers got on shower curtains, brothers looking bad, we don't get liners. You got all these other, it's like, this ain't to show all that off, but you know, you know, you keep what you can keep. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the Kasi brothers putting some, you know, good scriptures up here. But yeah, man, brothers still getting liners, brothers trying to look good with, I mean, it's crazy, man. They trying to merge the world. They're trying to still, they ain't even merge the world because you use the world, not abusing it. So you can use the world for examples that make, you know, to bring out edification. But they trying to still be in the world and be in this truth. And it's not going to work, man. You can't eat at two tables, man. Somebody post that, Baba Kusha. So to keep it playing with you, the Lord kept it playing. He was like Eli. See how Eli was a plain dude? Eli didn't have much. What Eli said in that movie? He said, so he was over the carnal shit, in other words, right? The exterior stuff. He was about what is it actually about. He was able to actually do something with his Israelite body. Walk on water. Make food stretch, right? Make 2 loaves of, what is it? Was it 2 fish? 5 fish, 2 loaves of bread, or 5 fish, 2 loaves of bread, other way around. Salakia. But brothers know that we know the account. You know what I'm saying? We know the account. You know? But you able to make that stretch for over 5,000, 4,000 people, man. That's amazing. And still have it left over. And then the baskets were still packed. So he was actually able to do something with being an Israelite. Like be saved. Like help his people. Like know something. What's the point of you being a chosen person of God, right? And all you could do is jump high or run fast or shake your ass. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no damn sense. You know, you can't do nothing. What good are you? So you don't want to be like that in this truth. You know? Let me finish this. It says, yeah, that's pretty much it with that. I could pull more out of this. You know, you're not gonna desire the Lord when you see him, you know? So we're GMS teaches the truth, man. Brothers don't be watching no IUIC. No goddamn HOI. They ain't goddamn, I ain't gonna say goddamn, but Salaki, that's a habit. Sakari, none of these brothers, you can watch them, but don't learn from them. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta get rooted first. Don't be coming, that's a part of being rooted. You learn from, you don't have many teachers. You know what I'm saying? So that's one part, you know? You don't come in learning from every damn body. We learn from the elders and apostles on down. You know what I'm saying? And the Spirit teaches you all things for one. So understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got an unction. Let's get that in John, 1 John. Then we're going to get back to the point. Just because we edifying on this being rooted thing. All these things you need to, this is a rooting concept right here. It says, what is that? Here we go. 1 John 2:20. But ye have, let me get this. I could start it, woo, man. I could start at, let me start at 15. It says, love not the world. So you got to get over the world, man. We have got to get over the world. You know, you fighting every day to do that. That's a rooting concept. You don't come in and get this overnight. Stop letting brothers, you know, try to make themselves manifest to you in that light. And that's not the case. We work every day, man. All the Jake went off. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you work every day diligently. And that's why this is a race, because you got real men out here on Usain Bolt levels, man. Got a lesson on that. Run that ye may obtain. You know what I'm saying? For brothers that's like visual learners, it goes into that. Use track as a I guess analogy or example. But anyway, Isaiah, Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, you got men in the truth that are on those levels, man. Michael Johnson, you know, you got you got the ancient, you got Maurice Green, you know what I'm saying? You got the ancient runners still in it. You know, and not saying we competing with the elders, but you know, hey man, that's why we started this thing how we started it. Every individual tree, every individual plant helping make of this vineyard. Why? And why is that important? You know what? Let me keep going. Let me don't worry about it. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world is Slakia. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So you're automatically not rooted. Do you know what will happen to you if you have the love of the world in you and not the love of the Father? You will be destroyed. You can't love this world. You gotta let it go. Don't be doing. It's brothers in the elder GMS narrator, man. I forget how to pronounce the elder's name, Salakia Elder, and Shalom to you. But anyway, he did a lesson on, I want to re-upload it. He did a lesson on how if you fall out this truth, you finish. And that's one of the first things I learned when I came in. I used to just read, man. Read. I wasn't into the breakdowns like that. I was reading the history. I started reading the Torah, the Tawara. You know what I'm saying? And when it was something I got to that I didn't understand, I was still trying to see who was properly men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I would learn from who I thought at the time to be men of the Lord. You know? Until ultimately the prophecy came to pass before my eyes. The Father say, it tell you can search it. It said basically your teachers ain't gonna be removed into a corner no more, and your eyes shall see your teachers. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know the elders, they are it. You know, because they only ones that they have root, man. Their concept, the men of GMS is ongoing with the Bible. We don't stay at one level. You know what I'm saying? Men of this caliber, this spirit, this real true spirit that I believe to be the true spirit of Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai. You got mothers out here making fun of the chip when now look, you know what I'm saying? We on the brink of getting fucking damn society being chipped. You know what I'm saying? Like in the next damn blink of an eye. You know? Mothers making fun of that. So your teacher's not gonna be removed in the corners no more. So this is not about no coming in loving the world and still dealing with shit in the world, man. This is about being serious and austere like the Lord. You know? And if you don't have those type of roots, those type of those should be your fundamentals, that mindset. If you don't have that, you can't get aligned no more. You know what I'm saying? You can't get attached no more. You know, you can't, it's tons of things you can't do anymore. You gotta quit doing, man. You can't hang with niggas anymore. That's a part of being rooted. David said he have hated vain men. So these are all notes because we are not going to the lesson if I want to pull all these scriptures. So this is just to take mental notes, man. These are things you want to be thinking about, and everything I'm saying, you can break up and search, and it's in the scriptures, man. This is all scripture. All right. Now, let me keep going. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father." So when you're in the world, basically it's telling you that you have the lust of the flesh. That's the only way you're able to be in the world. Jake, what makes us different from Jake's in the world is Jake want to go hop on everything. Well, everything he see, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's to his own demise, Jake wants to get it by any means necessary. You know, that's the flesh. Jake wants to. I can't even. Jake just do just everything opposite than what you're supposed to be doing in this truth, man. We don't even deal with everything. That's not even holy. Jake is profane. That's the best way to say it. Jakes in the world are profane because they have been mentored and led by Esau, you know, and you want to make sure you ain't got that mind. That's why you was doing what you was doing. You was mentored and led by Esau, man. Now you back to the Father, because basically Esau is our people God. You know, think about it. Caesar Ray Bourget. You know, Esau got these niggas lining their heads up, getting fucking blind dreads, dyeing their hair blonde, women damn half naked, men wearing damn dresses. You know what I'm saying? Jake eating pork. All type of crap, man. Jake watching damn TV and crap all damn day. Jake want to be ball players and aspire to have something, that live the American dream, have something on this side. And the scriptures tell you that your life is dead with Yahweh Shai, right? These are the true. If you in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you don't have a life, man. Your life is this truth, right? And and getting your heritage back and the customs, right? And the suffering of being in this truth until we get the kingdom, you know, and going out, doing what your lot is, man. But those are further things. Let's stay with the basic things, the root. So, first thing you need to know, you gotta hate the world when you come into this thing. You have got to hate the world, man. You have got to hate the world. You gotta hate the world, man. You gotta not be profane. You have to be holy, man. I don't want to listen to that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wear that no more. Once you start developing, you start making actions like that's gonna help you become rooted in Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai. You're gonna start to learn to see that you have taken on, the characteristics of Yahweh Shai. Real plain dude, real simple dude. We got salt with Jake. We're not saying be saltless, savorless. We're not saying that. That's what's not being said right now. But anyway, it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. Whatever Jake see. Jake want to get the chain. Jake, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures tell you right here. Let me get that, because that's really good. Because we done basically proved the plant thing. There's more scriptures I'm going to get on it, but let's just edify. Let's get rooting concepts out the scriptures that brothers may not know. And it's just this is a touch up, man. So right now we all done started over and we done went to the root real quick, because when you go into the rooting system again, the root it absorbs the water and the nutrients, and it conducts the water and the nutrients up to the shoots, which would be what you see. The plant the part of the plant you actually see, because you don't see the root. You don't see the root. Brothers don't see how you actually done got to this point. Brothers don't know your root. Brothers don't know how you wear this, or you look like this, or you act like that, or you talk like this, or how you know that. They don't know your roots. They can't see your roots unless you show them your roots. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of difficult to do. You know, you have to pluck yourself up. So we spiritually plucking ourselves up, right? I'm spiritually plucking myself up, or we spiritually plucking ourselves up, and we're showing each other our roots. You know, what you have to do. But anyway, let me get this. Philippians chapter 4 and 12. Let me get it real quick. Salakia. Here we go. Philippians 4 and 12. And it reads, I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. So you ain't just getting, that stops you from having the lust of the eyes, right? That stops you from having the lust of the eyes because you have balance now. You know what I'm saying? What really pushes you to know how to abase and know how to be abased and know how to be abound is, like I said, starting off with having that hate for the world, man. Hating this world, hating this lifestyle, hating this American fast-paced lifestyle, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, why you ain't got, well, I know when I need to have it and when I don't. You know what I'm saying? It says, I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry. So you have to be both. It's time to get full. When it's time to eat, you get full. When it's time to be hungry, you fast, man. And this truth is like a spiritual fast. This truth is like a ongoing, forever fast. You're fasting from this world. You're fasting from your old person, your old man, the old ways of life, how you used to be, how Esau wants you to be, how your people want you to be, how our people want us to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, he said, everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. See that? And that's gonna help you hate the world. Because when you're not just hopping on everything, Jake, I want this, I want that. Jake wanna go out to eat just cause and just spend money and all type of crap. That's gonna have your pockets messed up, Jake. And that's gonna you're gonna have a goddamn demon on you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go broke having the lust of eyes. The scriptures don't teach. The scriptures teach it's a time and place for everything, right? It's a time to be abased, right? That means be very low. I ain't get nothing for the rest of the year. I ain't gonna buy nothing. You probably bought. Jake won't stop buying shoes. Jake don't look. See, that's the difference with us and Jake. You probably don't get shoes in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Jake go get shoes every time Jordans come out. That's how we were in the world. You know what I'm saying? I know I used to do that. I don't do that no more though. You know what I'm saying? And hell, to hell with Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't care about our people at all. You know? So these are now time when sales go on and I don't need nothing, that's the time to be a base. When sales going on and you don't need nothing that sale is offering, that's the time to be a base, man. You don't need anything. Be a base. Right? When it's time you might need to cut back on your spending. You know what I'm saying? You probably need to just have a smaller amount of food than you usually have. To stay in control of your spirit. You know what I'm saying? To stay in control of just to know what it feels like to because look at the times we in. That's why all this stuff works for this. That's why this being rooted is properly, it's soundly fundamental, man. Because it's gonna benefit, and it's gonna have you. It's gonna bring forth those buds and those leaves you truly want to see. You know what I'm saying? Cause Jake could turn into a beautiful plant, but Jake roots ain't that deep. Some plants, you could be of the same plant, and that plant root might be a little bit deeper than the other plants, to where that plant is getting more nutrients from the soil, and the soil is he's dealing with good soil. That plant is dealing with good soil, and then it's getting a lot of water, so it ended up looking better than the other one because it didn't get planted right. Like yeah, it got planted and it took root real quick, right? And then it shot straight up, which we're gonna go ahead and get into. Now, let me go back to this this John, and we gonna go back into the lesson, the concept, right? So First John chapter, and I'm gonna get y'all brothers scriptures in 1 second. Give me a second. It says so it says for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. You know what I'm saying? So that's the soil that Jake is being planted in. Jake is a plant, and he's being planted in the world. The world being his soil, right? And it says, and the world passes away, it becomes that dry ground, right? And the lust thereof, right? So all the things Jake wanted, you know what I'm saying? That quick little water, those quick little spurts, you know what I'm saying? Instead of the proper ways of going about everything. It says, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua abideth forever. That means coming into this thing properly how you need to, and properly nurturing yourself how you need to be nurtured. You know what I'm saying? Then we go over that, what was that? Proverbs 16:7. Every man need to eat, you eat as much honey that is sufficient for you. You might not even be eating enough. You know what I'm saying? You might be eating too much. You know? This thing real, man. Now, because my point wasn't proved, let me jump down to my point. It says, and every man ain't teaching it, so I'm going to get this. Little children, everybody started over. That's another same concept. A root is the form of a child. A root is a plant in child form, right? No, a root is a child in plant form. Salakia. Little children is it. So this is pretty much saying root. You know what I'm saying? It is the last time. It is the last time. So know that. It is the last time. And ye have heard that. You should have heard this. You know what I'm saying? If you rooted, you came to this because you know everything going to be destroyed. You came to this and took this serious and went further and continue to get watered, right? Watered that root. Because when you water the root is what brings forth the actual plant. That brought forth, you continue to do those things, water yourself and etc. because you heard that it was ended. You heard that this thing was ending. You knew in your spirit this thing was ending. Someone told you. You knew. You found out you was an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You found out the Lord, he looked like you. He not a so-called white man. He's a so-called black man. But anyway. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard, so you should have heard this, that Antichrist shall come. Now, do brothers know what Antichrist is? You know what I'm saying? Now, that's watering. That's not rooting. I'll give the benefit of the doubt on that, and I'll say that's like something further, you know? We want to get the basic fundamentals, though. So, shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists. Now, what's key about what's being said right here? It's telling you you should know certain things. So when you come into this truth, you come into it with fear and trembling, right? That's rooting, right? You fear the Lord. You fear that destruction that is coming. You fear not knowing that you was an Israelite this whole time, chosen people of God. Like in truth, you probably always felt that, but you know it according to knowledge now, just not just by zeal. You take that very serious. That's a part of being rooted, right? Then you find out other people that know about this, and it's on a small level, right? Then you find out who the true teachers is, who the true men of the Lord are, right? You know, till they ultimately revealed and glorified, right? You diligently look for these things. because that's where you will be getting your water from, and that's where you will be posting up at. In other words, that will be likened unto your soil, right? And ultimately, this is the soil. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures. You know what I'm saying? This is the water, the scriptures. But you can go amongst it. You can get amongst it by going amongst other believers in this truth. You know what I'm saying? Other brethren in this truth, man. Right? And then you'll properly grow. So you don't learn from multiple people. Don't do that. Multiple camps will have you bugged out. Multiple assemblies of Israelites will have you bugged the hell out, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll waste a lot of time. So you want to, once you find out this truth, you take it serious. Okay, oh damn, we effed up that bad? Okay, cool. All right, okay, I can take this serious. I'm going to buy my sword, give me Apocrypha, etc. Right? Simple. Just KJV, Apocrypha, or you can get you know what I'm saying, 1611. So that's that. Simple. After that, you learn about the milk, the key things, right? The milk will be a part of your rooting process. And one of those key rooting things, like I said, is finding the true teachers. You know what I'm saying? That's not teaching that crap, man. Can somebody post the scripture that your eyes shall see your teachers? Because that link right up with when the Lord said he also gonna give you pastors after his own heart. I think that's it on so let me finish this and then I'm gonna go to the comment board. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, prophesy, right? It says, even now are there many antichrists, and those are anti-Hamashiachs, Hamashiachim. It says, whereby we know that this is the last time. So, because for men to lift themselves up against, the truly the creator of all, he's the arm of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Now that's Yahushai, and it's a bunch of Israelites that speaks against Yahushai. Hell, you got ISUPK. Perfect. This is why you want to be knowing this stuff off top. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Akmahar with Isaiah 30 and 20. And the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. See? So we're not plants that's getting the best water. You see what I'm saying? We are, but on this side in the world, basically, I guess where we're planted at, is not, the water we're getting is not suitable. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't conform you to this place. So it basically causes us to get afflicted. Even like the scriptures say, even though we are honorable, we are despised. We are weak, but yet we are strong. You know what I'm saying? That's how people look at us. So we're not the most beautiful. It's not about being no goddamn beautiful plant. It's about being a real plant. You know what I'm saying? Real root. Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Right? So let me read that one more time. Isaiah 30 and 20. And the Lord and Yahweh give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction. Right? Yet, so that's another thing. Most think you got moms like IUIC. It's perfect for this right here. Teaching, prosperity. These niggas on boats. These niggas ain't teaching the name. These niggas teaching, you know what I'm saying? Hell, the women don't even close their mouth. Women up singing and rapping. Seen a brother upload that earlier. Rapping Busta Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. What goddamn folly. Yet, you know what I'm saying? So throughout all of this, with that going on, they're not telling you that, this is time of affliction. They weren't talking about Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? We're suffering from this truth. You don't even really you don't even really hear about, well, I ain't gonna knock them all the way. You know what I'm saying? But niggas be going off. It says, in the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. So you got to know that. The true teachers is here. So that's perfect. You got to find them now. You got to be able to identify them. And by the Spirit, grace, and mercy of Yahweh, I see it in order to be the elders and apostles on down a great millstone. But thine eye shall see thy teachers. So they're not going to be removed. You're going to have many. So amongst the us finding and seeing our real teachers, the true men of the Lord, true brothers we can sup with, other true brothers, like I said, the apostles and elders on down. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's many antichrists out here. You know, niggas from IUSBK talking about John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you got brothers, you know, that was a part of GMS. Because it's not a title thing. It's just true brothers, man. It just happened to be that more of the real brothers, you know, by the Spirit, I believe, happen to be a part of under the GMS banner. You know what I'm saying? But you do have a lot of bug outs, and you know that it came out of GMS, and that, you know, could still be in GMS. Hell, it was the brother. Matter of fact, talking about it, dude, did a lesson on it. I think his name was Mana something, Mana Wan. This nigga, I think he a Black Panther now. He was with GMS. You know what I'm saying? Doing the Bittersweet documentary, etc. You know what I'm saying? Now he in IUSPK looking like a damn, he a Black Panther, talking about John the Baptist. People just can't face the fact and the truth that John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. You ain't learned that, man. You didn't learn that. And you want to know why when he came in GMS, you didn't learn that, man. The elders didn't teach that. And no brothers teach no shit like that. So you want to know what happened to him? Why he went on and got bugged out and started thinking and seeing stuff in these whole other bugged out ways? You know what I'm saying? It's because he wasn't rooted, man. Don't you know you could be destroyed for teaching this, you know, having a private interpretation? The hell out of here with that, man. So this not no damn game. So brothers better tighten up, man. Now it says, yeah, verse 19, they went out from us, but they were not of us. See that? For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. So this is serious, man. This is how serious this is, man. It ain't about no banner at the end of the day. This is about true men of the Lord, man. And then knowing these damn women, they bugged out of their damn mind. Ain't no damn women in the truth. Like the elder say, ain't no women in the truth. I ain't seen none. I know they out there and they gonna be delivered. Some gonna, you know, wake up at the end, but I ain't seen one. So there ain't no woman in the truth. And that's what Solomon said. You know what I'm saying? Who was Yahweh? He ain't found one. The hell out of here with that. So you gotta know these basic things. It ain't about no lovey-dovey romance and all this shit. This is about, like the scriptures say, men who had wives be as though they had none. Somebody post that. You know what I'm saying? Be as though they had none. That's what a true man of the Lord, according to the scriptures, it will appear as. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The true teachers are going to teach that. You know what I'm saying? But it is a balance. It's women that's, you know, better than others. I put it like that, because I ain't seen one, man. So, till then, I don't know. It says, I'm going with the scriptures say, period. It says, but they went out that they might be made manifest. So the Father has this happening, so that prophecy right there could take place. Isaiah 30 and 20. But they went out that they might be made manifest, made clear. Right in front of you, right? Put right in front of you. That they were not all of us. And you got to know that. It tell you that all that are of Israel are not Israel, man. Tell you that, Romans 9. Take notes, man. Take mental notes. You got to be looking around now. A lot of brothers going to get... Hell, they start rounding us up. A lot of brothers going to fold, man. A lot of brothers is finna fold, man. And you want to keep that humble spirit, knowing, hell, you could fold if the Father don't keep that spirit on you. And that's real. You talking about, I don't even remember what I just said. Salaki. Don't even remember. But, you know, the scriptures say, I forget, man. Let me keep going. Oh yeah, because it's not, because you know I'm forgetting. The scriptures tell you in tell you that thing is that Philippians. Let me get that, man. But no, you know I don't want to bring that out because brothers will use that as an excuse. But the scriptures tell you it is God that worketh in you in Philippians 2:13, I believe, to do his will and his pleasure. So everybody ultimately on this earth has a Father working on it and on to do his will. That might be for some off shit or to do his pleasure. That's why I say, let me just get it, man. You know, like he want me to get it right now, so I'm gonna get it. And then we're gonna go back into this this being rooted thing, man. So these are all things you gotta know with being rooted. This is how you get rooted, knowing this. Okay, every teacher ain't, you know, that's why, you know, you hear, you know, brothers GMS, they go so hard on these other camps. They full of shit, man. They are. You know? Let me read this. Philippians 4:5. Right? It says, let your moderation be known unto all men, that the Lord is at hand. So it's time now to make sure you're rooted and get rooted. Then all the budding and the beautifulness is gonna come to fruition, man. You gotta be rooted first. You see that? Be careful for nothing. See, you don't care. That's being rooted. Your whole attitude changes if you truly come into this thing. You still holding on shit, care about stuff. Oh, this is my favorite, and you ain't finna make it, man. You're not gonna make it. It says, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which links up with the lesson from the other night, the prayer, man. You ain't getting what you need, stuff ain't being how you need, because you ain't asking, man. It says, yeah, and the peace of Yahweh Shem Yahushua passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Hamashiach Yahushua. So if you're doing what you need to do, these rooting concepts, these are rooting concept scriptures I'm bringing out right now. You're not going to leave out from us. Lord willing, we all men of the Lord. You know? Let me get this. Finally, brethren. This is heavy, man. Finally, brethren. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. See? Those things which ye have learned, Slakia. So you want to be double taking and making sure you checking things. You want to be being diligent. That's another rooting concept, right? Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do. And the God of and the power of peace shall be with you. Because you should be able to see clearly Paul is the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So if he a true teacher, you're going to be good. That's why I tell you in Isaiah 9:16, for the leaders of this people, I've called these people the air, man. See that? Now let me get what I was supposed to be getting. Philippians 2:13. It says, for it is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. See? For it is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, which worketh in you both to will, so to want to do anything. If you want to kill somebody, that's Father working in you. If you want to help somebody, that's the Father working in you. You know what I'm saying? And it's here balance, right? And it says, and to do of his good pleasure. So everybody, that's why you got people that's not doing good things. See that? So that's a scary thing, man. You know? That's a scary thing, man. That's why the scriptures say, let every man work out, you know, Let me get that real quick. So that's it on that, and then we're gonna go ahead and go back to that. So it's not coming. Yeah, you come in, you learn these laws and what is needed, and understand that you ain't gonna be able to keep everything. But brothers need to know. Brothers need to be keeping the Shabbat when you can keep it. You need to keep what you can keep, man. You can wear them fringes, wear those fringes, man. We wear them on the highways and byways, man. Right? And we don't niggify nothing. Lord ain't coming back in no t-shirt with fringes. I'm gonna just tell you that. He ain't coming back in no t-shirt and fringes. Brother gonna wear a garment, man. Don't wear no damn t-shirt with no fringes on it. That's some nigga shit, man. It just look crazy. It look crazy. It's no effort. There's no effort in that, man. We was not dressing like that in Israel, man. But it ain't about all that glorious apparel and stuff like that. But you're gonna have salt. It's okay. But our garments are of sackcloth. Rough garments, man. That's the time we in, man. It's a balance. On this side it was affliction. On that side, it's on. It's on and popping. Now, let me get that workout fear and trembling, then I'm gonna get back to the lesson. We're gonna close this out. So you want to be getting the main concepts. You know what I'm saying? You want to get the laws. You want to get the order. Simply. Brothers don't get linings. You know what I'm saying? Women ain't wearing no goddamn pants. Simple stuff. Women cover their hair. When they praying prophesied. You know what I'm saying? Men, your hair ain't covered. Your head ain't covered when you praying or prophesied. You know what I'm saying? Simply understand the little key rooting things like that. Those are easy things, man. The Shabbat is not every Friday. You know what I'm saying? Friday sundown and Saturday sundown is dictated by the moon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You need to read this Bible. That's the one thing you need to do. You gotta know these scriptures, man. Right. So then they are perfect scripture. In the car. It says Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. Exactly, man. So IUIC, goddamn, mainly IUIC, they the worst. ISUPK, they weird. They want to wear all black like they Black Panthers. But IUIC be on that glorious apparel. All these mugs, man. Lord showing Esau. Yeah, a lot of these dudes got Esau roots. Esau, he want to dress the part. He want to bring the candles in his hand, walk. You know what I'm saying? It tell you that in I think First Corinthians chapter. No, I think it's 2 Corinthians. Basically, tell you that they have the minute that basically Satan that's transformed himself into an angel of light. Yeah, right here, 2 Corinthians 11 and 14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So it ain't about fleshly things, man. So you can easily you can appear as one, man. Esau understands that simply, and that's his root. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Jake did. Oh, I'm an Israelite. I got the fringes on, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, shalom, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, and brother don't even be in the scriptures. Brothers don't love this truth. Brother ain't ate the roll. You know what I'm saying? Brother don't hit the highways and byways. Brothers don't hit the highways and byways week in, week out. You know what I'm saying? In season, out of season. You know what I'm saying? Brothers don't live this, man. You ain't really in this truth, bro. You're not in it. You're not in the truth, man. You're not. And you don't hate the world. And you don't hate these wicked niggas. Our 2/3 niggas. You're supposed to hate them niggas. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different type of hate. The Lord got to just kill them niggas and bring them back, man. You can't hate your people. That's law, but hey. Them niggas they not Israel right now. You know? That's why the scriptures say you do error not knowing the scriptures. The Lord said that. I understand what's going on. What's lawful for you to do. You know? So that's that. So yeah. So carnally, you know, like this. Let me get this. Of 2 Corinthians 11:6, it says, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. But we have been thoroughly, that's being rooted. Rooted is thorough. It makes everything thorough. It makes the proceedings going forward thorough, right? How they need to be. It says, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So niggas want to sit up here and worry about, because we curse and holding the Bible, because they carnal, man. They're carnal. They can't simply see the spirituality behind, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. They just carnal people. And only a carnal person wouldn't understand what I'm saying right now. Yeah, let me get this, man. It says, for 2 Corinthians 11:13, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Hamashiach. You know what I'm saying? These niggas weren't sent out, man. That's what apostle mean, one who is sent, one who is sent out. You know what I'm saying? Now let me get fear and trembling. What is that? 5 and work out fear and trembling with your own. Somebody give me post fear and trembling for me, Barbara Prashad. First. Yeah, man. And then another thing, the Lord ain't coming back for all Israel. You gotta know that. That's root concept. That's when I knew the men. That's why I knew the apostles of a great millstone was the men. They was the true teachers. They was the true men of the Lord. I believe by the Spirit, because when I never heard that to them. It's just all the other Israelite assemblies. It's all Israel, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it can't be any further from the truth, man. Niggas gotta die. Because a lot of brothers and sisters are still niggas, man. We fighting to not be of that number. To be destroyed. Yeah, somebody post that workout fear and trembling. Because it slips in my mind right now. But let me get back to let me go to the comment board real quick. I'm gonna bring these last scriptures up. Interact with you brothers, man. It says Agmahar, 1 Kings. Nah, that ain't it. That's not the scripture. Let every man work out his own salvation. Yeah, but that's a good one too. That ain't the one I'm talking about though. Agmar posted the Psalms 2:11. Serve Yahweh with fear. You serve him with fear. Right? Doing what he says. Because you scared he'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it right there. Philippians 2:12. I figured it was it. But anyway, Psalms 2:12. Serve Yahweh with fear. Right? That's how you do it. What is fear? That's another rooting concept. That's doing what the Lord says, man. And rejoice with trembling. You know what I'm saying? We rejoice with trembling. Man, hey, man. Woo, man. Lord, he got us, brothers, man. The Lord, you know what I'm saying? He getting people out of here, man. Look at these plagues. Look at this pestilence. It says Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, you know, and we really, it says, it says, you don't rejoice when one give up the ghost, but hey, you know what I'm saying? It's really is just doing this one less nigga. It's righteous judgment. You know what I'm saying? We rejoice at the Father's righteous judgment, man. So understand the difference. It says Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only. So are you just a man of the Lord when you among the brothers? When you on the common board? When you on the highways and byways? It says when certain brothers tuned in or whatever, it says, but now much more in my presence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know what I'm saying? So we in season, out of season. That's why the scriptures say be ready to give an answer. You know, we're going to keep it simple. Perfect scripture. Nakar, to discern. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah at this point is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and hate instruction. Proverbs 13:13. Let's get the result of that. Them hating and despising that destruction. It says, whoso despises the word, Proverbs 13:13. Proverbs 13:13 is locking. I'm skipping and shit. It says, whoso despises the word shall be destroyed. But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. So there you go, man. Now, okay, that's everything. Now let me get go back here. We're gonna close it out in a second. Yeah, man, going back to the plants. Cause I'm gonna go what things that are war. What's that, Mahar? It's in Mahar. 1 Kings 5:8. And Hiram sent Solomon. Yeah. It says, and Hiram sent Solomon, saying, I have considered the things which thou sentest to me. Right? Checking everything, right? And I will do all thy desire concerning timber of cedar. Right? He was paying attention to what, you know what I'm saying, he wanted, which is what we're supposed to do with the Lord, within his truth. What did he actually, what is it actually supposed to be about? You know what I'm saying? And concerning timber of fir. So Hiram gave Solomon cedar trees and fir trees according to all his desire. That's what, you see that? And why did Solomon want cedar trees and fir trees? Because that's what the Lord wanted. So you got to be a cedar tree, man. Strong. And they both have their different abilities because it's going to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? So you either want to be a cedar tree or a fir tree because those was what was used on the temple. So we're likened unto those same trees. And we're likened unto the stones, the spiritual stones, these lively stones. You know what I'm saying? If you're not the right stone, you got a chip in you. The Father will take you out and throw you to the side and replace you, man. Just like, that when you go back and read, that's why you got to read Kings, man. You got to read the Tower of Ra. You got to read Judges and all these books, man. So you can know the history. You got to read it, man. When the temple was built, that's what Solomon used. He used cedar trees and fir trees, man. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand the breakdowns on a deeper level because you know the history. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was concerned with reading the story first because, the accounts first of the history. You know what I'm saying? Then I was taking notes as I was going, okay, this sound like this to me, this sound like this to me. If I didn't get it, I'll go look it up, man. I'll go see what brothers, say the breakdown is, And by the Spirit, I say this humbly, that was doing that light. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's certain things that only the elders of GMS has been able to break down, like deep stuff, like like Daniel, chapters of Daniel, World War I, World War II, in the Bible 3. You know what I'm saying? Not 3, but to see it more clearly, because you prove everything by 2 or 3 witnesses. That's another thing. That's another rooting concept. That's proving your spirit. Why would I want to just be told everything? I want to see for myself, you know what I'm saying, as far as when I'm reading, but when I'm being taught, I'm not teaching with the brother, I'm being taught, you know what I'm saying? So it's a time and place for everything. But when I'm reading, I want to understand it myself, you know what I'm saying, and let my spirit prove my spirit. because I was never reading carnally anyway. But as I got deeper, I end up when I started, couldn't figure certain things out, and I went to, men that were set up that knew. I would, I don't forget what the hell I was about to say. Perfect. I had a good point, but yeah, man, it's just certain. It's a lot of little key things. I'm sure a bunch of brothers could, what I'm saying, have their testimony on. It's beautiful though, cause it's really knowing you. If you able to do that, you got root, man. You know what I'm saying? It says Psalms 104:16. The trees of Yahweh are full of sap. Ooh, the cedars of Lebanon, which He had planted. Right, and then you gotta look up what sap is to a tree. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm sure it's a good thing. I've never looked into sap. I'm gonna keep it 100 now, cause it's so many things. You know what I'm saying? Of the scriptures, man. So little time. You know. Then we still trying to master fundamentals in milk. You know what I'm saying? We in the meat. Brothers. Deal with the meat, but you know, you still gotta. We striving for the mastery. You know what I'm saying? Hell. Let me see. Colossians. Or got Colossians 2:5. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay, let's get this. Colossians 2:7, rooted and built up in Him, right? Because that's what that's going into. Established in the faith. So that's the only way you're going to survive in this thing if you came into Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah the correct way, in the right spirit. Because you could learn the doctrine all day. And look what happened to that brother that was in GMS, you know what I'm saying? And now he's in what's it called now? He's in ISUPK talking about John the Baptist ain't in the truth, man. This dude he wasn't of us, man. Lord willing, we of us. You know what I'm saying? Jake idols, all these I might have to run to the facilities, man. Jake idols, all these wicked people. Alright, I'm gonna let you brothers bring that out. I'll be right back. Salaki. Salakia. All right. Yeah, we got to wrap this up. Got a tablet about to die. All right. Oh man, this done died. The hell? But yeah, man. So I want to go into this why and all these other ones real quick. We throw this on charger. Slovakia. Yeah. Then one of the main things is like I said, when you being rooted, you want to deal with keep like I don't want to say only because the more you pick up on, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna hold what you need to. It might be something you don't need at a certain time, but it worked out for me. To eat, you know, it's to each his own. Slovakia. To each his own, you know. So, hey man. It says they can't see the bigger picture. They can only seem to want the things in these music videos. Right. Jake still watching videos, man. Jake crazy. It says Job 10:4. Job 10:4. As thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man see it? Heavy. Heavy, man. Your eye's supposed to change. You're supposed to develop a spiritual eye, man. You know? That's what the scriptures tell you. And Matthew, I'm glad you mentioned that scripture. Let's go to the Lord. Cause he's the main way to be rooted. Let me get this. I gotta bring out Matthew 13. Cause I might have to freestyle this because that phone died, which is what I have the lesson I put together on. Let me get what you bring up. You brought out Lord. Yo, where the hell all the scriptures go? Yeah, okay. Job 10:4. I want to get have thy eye single. I think that's 6, Matthew 6 and Matthew 6 and 23. Let me start at 20. Let me start at 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, so your mind. So the things you value, that's where your head is gonna be at, man. And that's something dangerous that people never took serious. You know what I'm saying? Coming into this thing because they mind still in the world because they never learned this scripture. They were never taught this. You know what I'm saying? It says the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So that will be the spiritual eye right there. And let me back you up on that point. You said, do you see as man sees? You know what I'm saying? You brought out the Job 10:4. It says, "Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man seeth?" It says, Matthew 6, and I'm going to read verse 19. "Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." So you don't want to be stacking up. I said Jack. Jake want to stick. Jack. Oh man, Satan. Jake want to stack paper, man. That's what Jake want to stack. He want to stack paper. You know what I'm saying? He want to lay up treasures. He want to invest. He want to put all his money in the stocks because stocks is low, and when it shoot back up, man, you're gonna make so much money, man. If you were smart, you would do it, man. He laying up treasures on earth that could be stolen. Don't you know they run the damn stock market, idiot? You know what I'm saying? They steal your money. Damn dummy. It says, "Where moth and rust do those corrupt." They want to go put up. He want to get the, you know, the on the movies when they be robbing the banks. I think that was on Casino when he put all his money in the bank, and he had like a box, like you can get, I guess, a box, like a mailbox at a bank. I never been on that level, so I don't know, but we know about the movies. So he put all his treasures in that box, his money, his watch and everything. And when his wife was tired of him, she was the only one who had the key. She stole it. You know what I'm saying? Once they were done and over, when she didn't have nothing, cause she knew she couldn't go to him. So what she do? She used the key and she stole everything that was like to put up the treasures, what he was stacking up and storing. You know what I'm saying? Things that he could flip. You know, money he would never touch. She went and took all of it. That's why we don't deal with none of that crap, man. Like, yeah, we have not telling brothers to not have a damn savings. I'm not saying that. But he's doing that to really Psalms 49 and 11 it. You know what I'm saying? His inward thought that his dwelling shall continue forever. We're not invested in these things. We use the world. You know what I'm saying? So having a savings, you can use that. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna abuse having a savings by, you know, being invested in it. You know what I'm saying? Putting our all into this thing. It just don't make sense, man. But anyway, and that would be Job 10:4, seeing as have what it say? It says, "Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man?" You're supposed to be seeing things as gods, and lords, and kings of the earth, and rulers and judges of the earth again, man. It says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." See that? You ain't got to worry about nothing. The things we're invested in should be incorruptible. You know what I'm saying? You can't kill. Esau can't take this knowledge from you now that you got it. You know what I'm saying? That's why you want to make sure you get this knowledge. He can't stop you from knowing how to be an Israelite again once you know how. You know what I'm saying? He can't take that from you. He cannot take that from you. Only thing, he cannot take that from you, because you will have that when you go back to the heavens, because that was treasures you were laying up. You know what I'm saying? Doing putting up. You know, you got a spiritual bank account with the Father, man. All those prayers, all that seeking His face early when He was found. You know, now in Jacob's trouble, you filthy rich. We swiping all day with the Lord during Jacob's trouble. Yo, Lord, you know what I'm saying? And He gonna test us, you know what I'm saying? But that's why you want to be getting the rooting. You want to be rooted now, because He's gonna take care of all His plants that are rooted. You don't even keep a plant that's not rooted in your garden. You gotta get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't grow right. It's a dud. It's no good. So all the brothers, and so-called sisters, you know, in the balance that's not rooted, your ass is gonna be out of there. You brought forth. You can't, and then that if you're not rooted, you can't bring forth fruit. So the reason why you probably ain't bringing forth no fruit for yourself, you know, it's not profiting you, not profiting the nation or anybody, is because you ain't rooted. And depending on how much depending on how well rooted you are. You know what I'm saying? Because when a plant is not rooted, it becomes malnutritious. You know what I'm saying? It's malnurtured. You know, the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, if therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So you want to have one focus when you come in, and that's doing this thing properly. You know what I'm saying? T-shirt, jeans, and a book bag. You know what I'm saying? Lifestyle with the Bible. And you just looking at everything else around you. That's how you come into this thing properly, man. That's how you want to come into this thing. All right. Now I think I could bring this lesson back out. Now this phone charge, it should have enough juice on it. And I need to put this on charger. So bear with me for a second. I know how it goes, man. We only got a few more scriptures to bring out. We closing out. So, hey, if you ain't rooted, by the time they start rounding people up, you finished, man. You finished. Your ass is done. You grass. See that? Brothers going in, man. Brothers in the spirit tonight. Brothers is in the spirit, man. Pull this thing up. Let me see. You know? So yeah, man, have yourself focused. Have yourself focused. This charging? No. Alright, we good now. Alright, we finna roll now. Hope y'all ready, man. Let me see. Now, Isaiah 27:6. Isaiah 27:6. It says, he shall cause them that come out of Jacob to take root. See, that's the remnant that's going to be left. So if you're a part of that number, you will take root. You know what I'm saying? Israel shall blossom. So see that how it comes after the root? So before you can blossom, you have to be rooted first, man. You can't expect to come in this thing knowing all the breakdowns and all this, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't even got the basics yet, man. Brothers ain't even keeping the Shabbat. Brothers ain't even praying. And brothers think they good. Brothers think they rooted. Brothers not even thinking about being rooted. You know what I'm saying? This thing not no game, man. Isaiah 27:6. He shall cause them that come out of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud and fill the face of the world with fruit. You know? And how are we filling the face of the world with fruit? More and more men of the Israelite nation are waking up. You know, men and women. You know what I'm saying? They're coming back into their heritage, man, and they're taking this thing serious. You know, and you're seeing the pulling down of Esau, man. We're taking him we're the heel holder, man. Jacob, Yaquab, supplanter. That's what it means, man. Right? And we're becoming Thom again, because Thom is the word for plain right there. And it talks about how Jacob was a plain man. It's actually talking about Jacob being perfect and complete, lacking none, handsome, or beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Godly. That's why they hate us. We're coming back into that thing, and we're not doing it by Esau's standard. We're doing it by the standard of who Yahweh Shah created us. You know what I'm saying? To be. You know, now let me get Proverbs 12:3, and we also another thing, and That's also when the 2/3 of our nation is killed on a deeper level. That's when the 2/3 of our nation is killed. And at that point, they would pretty much, we would have to repopulate our nation. You know what I'm saying? Because fruit also goes into children. I'll tell you that in I think Psalms 30 and break it down real quick. Psalms 30 and 4, or it might be Proverbs 30 and 4. But that's not what we're dealing with. Just quick edification. Yeah, no, that ain't it. What is that? Yeah, I think it's Psalms. Maybe Psalms. Basically, you can just look it up and it tell you that the fruit of the womb is his reward. Pretty much. So that's the Father rewarding us, because that's another part of our heritage. Yeah, I don't know where is that, Salakia, because that's not the point. But anyway, Proverbs 12 and 3. Like I said, we finna fly through this. Proverbs 12 and 3. And this reads, it says, a man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. See that? Proverbs 12 and 3. A man shall not be established by wickedness. So Jake think he could take root and all this, being like Esau, you know what I'm saying, going to the damn NBA, you know what I'm saying, Jake wanna Psalms 127 and 3. It says somewhere else in Proverbs too, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that's the right scripture though. The water. What the hell I was about to say? Basically, yeah, Jake, he getting that attitude. Man, you know what I'm saying, we eating good, we eating steak, we eating shrimp. He think him becoming like a damn white man, I'm dying, the Jake bleaching their skin. They gonna, hell, Jake getting with a damn so-called white woman, you know what I'm saying, so-called white man, Edomites. They think they gonna be established like that, and that just can't be anything anywhere further from the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me go to Proverbs 12 and 12. And it reads, the wicked desire it. So yeah, and the next part was, but the root of the righteous shall not be removed. So the things we're taking root in, we're getting deep into, like Jake get deep into cracking cars and, you know what I'm saying, going to school and setting up his business and investing in his 401k and going to work just every single day, non-stop, 16 hours a day. They think they're going to be established, man. Jake invested in prepping and all that type of crap, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to tell brothers to not, you know what I'm saying, be wise and go get what you need for these times, because it's going to be a famine due to these people's actions. That's just clear, you know what I'm saying? So you don't be over righteous over much and destroy thyself, you know what I'm saying? Balance. But anyway, so we're not taking root in that thing. We're not getting deep in those things. We're taking root, meaning getting deep. We're getting deep into this truth and everything it ties into, which is everything. This is the vision of all. You know what I'm saying? It's getting us into, it's going to get you into, you know what I'm saying, everything you need to get into to endure, right? It's gonna lead you that place. Now let me get Jeremiah 17 and 8. Let me get this. It says, thus saith the Lord, thus saith Yahweh, It says, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets. It says, you know what, I ain't gonna go into that, but that was a good one. I should have added this. But that kind of already done happened. Let me see, Jeremiah 17:8. And it reads, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So this is why you want to become rooted, because you're going to be untouchable pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Let me read it again. Jeremiah 17:8. It says, let me start at 7. It says, blessed is the man that trusted in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, and whose hope the Lord is. So you only hope in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. We not hoping in I invest in the stock that come up. You know what I'm saying? If I make a move in a worldly move, I'll hope I do it, but I'll hope through the Lord it's going to work out for me. That's what I do. It says, blessed is the man that trusted in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, and whose hope the Lord is, and whose hope Yahweh is. It says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters. What waters is those talking about? It's talking about Revelation 17 and 15. Nations, many people. So we're gonna be planted. You're gonna be able to get deep amongst all these people. See that? And that spreadeth out her roots by the river, right? And shall not see when heat cometh. So no one's ultimately gonna stop you from getting deep and coming up, right? That's what that's going into. It says, and shall not see when the heat cometh. So the heat is the heat is now. We're in the heat of everything right now. You know what I'm saying? And you being rooted is the only way you're gonna make it out of this thing, man. You having that true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Yeah, you a plant, you're an Israelite, but are you rooted? Yeah, you may have came in, but did you get rooted properly? Are your roots deep? See that? That's how deep this thing go, man. This is not a game, man. It says, and shall not see when heat cometh. So you're not even when heat cometh. You're not even gonna notice this crap going on, like the coronavirus. We like, you know what I'm saying? But it's out here. But the Lord gonna prove it to us because we still in this flesh. You know, this the water. That's the water of affliction. You know what I'm saying? It says, because we're not prepping. We're just invested in the Lord. We're invested in the water. You know what I'm saying? Of affliction, you know? And it could ultimately leave us without, but certain things compared to Jake. But, nah, man. It says, through much tribulation, much suffering, you must enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. It says, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green. So you're going to be able to bud and grow how you need to, even still, and shall not be careful. You ain't going to care in the year of drought. So what's the drought? The drought is that famine of the word. You know what I'm saying? That famine of the water. You know what I'm saying? That famine of all things, this pandemic. You ain't going to care. Because the Lord, he built you up. You're rooted. You're rooted into something deeper than what people are treading treading on. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just treading on the Bible. Bible sales don't went up, but you're deep. You're rooted. You're an Israelite. You're in the truth. You got the name Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. You know, you're supposed to know how to please the Lord. You know, prayer, man. Prayer, study. You know what I'm saying? Putting off the old way, hating the world. You know what I'm saying? You being in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. It says, and that's how you're gonna become like this. You know, and all is going to manifest in front of you. It says, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So we're still bringing men, we're still bringing our brothers up. You know what I'm saying? We're still bringing forth things we need. You know, we're not just because this is going on. We're not stopping and understanding the truth. Our understanding is abounding more and more now. You know what I'm saying? We see the prophecies jumping off the page. You know, you're getting deeper in your heritage. We're not stopping, man. We're still bringing forth fruit, things that's gonna work for us. Fruits are supposed to be nutrients, so the fruit is things that's gonna help you, man. They're gonna do good for you, you know. Now, and works that's gonna please Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Brothers not keeping the rehearsing the righteous acts anymore. Now let's get the benefits of being in this truth. Verse 6, it says, "For he shall be like heat in desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit it." See that? So you won't suffer that if you're in this. If you become rooted. Let me read it again. Jeremiah 17:6. It says, let me start at 5. "Thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and who maketh flesh his arm." Right? Those damn preppers, and whose heart departed from the Lord. So you got times you ain't even think about the Lord throughout the day. You ain't trying to hit no scriptures. You ain't trying to do that. Let me read. Let's go on. So that person's not rooted. It says, "For he shall be like heat in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh." So when a good thing in front of you, you won't even recognize it. You know what I'm saying? It won't come anywhere around you, man. Because you're in the desert. You're dry. You know what I'm saying? "But shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, and in a salt land, and not inhabit it." You know? So you're not gonna have to deal with any of that if you become, you know, you make sure you get rooted, man. Using all these things we done went over. Matter of fact, that wasn't even the scripture I was supposed to get. It's Luke 17. But hey, Spirit still made it work. That wasn't even the scripture. So this should cut right here. This should hit. This should water right here. Luke 17:6. It says, "And the Lord said, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it shall obey you." So that's gonna become manifest if you rooted in this truth. Spiritual power is gonna manifest, man. It's gonna take place, man. That's ultimately what you're gonna get when you become rooted. But you gotta get these things, and you have to properly come into this thing and develop, and then grow up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you grow up, what will be the growing up? The bringing forth of the leaves and the buds. That's those spiritual power. That's that spiritual power. Psalms 110. Let's prove it. So that's a benefit of being in this truth. You're gonna be able to being rooted. That's the benefit of being rooted, man. Luke 17:6. But let me see. Psalms 110:3. "Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauty of holinesses." Right? So we're gonna get that spiritual power, man. And our people gonna be willing, because you're gonna be beautiful then. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord come back, then everybody gonna bow down and worship, because he's glorified now on high. He's been endowed with power on high, man. Because he came into this thing. He came into his lot the right way, rooted from when he was, man. Every lot he played out, all his incarnations, man. Brothers should know. Brothers know. It says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holinesses. So you being set apart all that time is eventually going to become beautiful. It's just like how we were saying, like, yo, Jake want to wear the chain, but Jake don't, he no one want to wear the chain when it's going through the affliction, when it's being put in that furnace and it's hot as hell. Nobody want to wear it then. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's being made holy. That's holy. Everything don't go through that. You know what I'm saying? So that's being part of being rooted. When you're rooted, you're gonna be tested. If you're not being tested, you're not rooted, man. It says, Jake celebrating, and we finna go to, it's finna be a civil war. You know what I'm saying? Judah still gotta be roused up, man. It's finna go down. Are you gonna fall over? Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holinesses from the womb of the morning, right? Being born in the morning. That's that daylight. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. You know what I'm saying? And that light is who? Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? That's what all that's going into, but that's something deep. But anyway, that's meat. It says Romans 11 and 16. Let's stick with the rooting. We got a few more scriptures to get, Akim. This is the difference between being rooted and rooted properly. We're going to go into this. Romans 11 and 16. Because you might be rooted. Well, yeah, I've been reading it. I've been doing this. I got my friend. I know about this. Yeah, I rehearse. Yeah, I hit the highways and byways. But it's the difference between being rooted and being rooted properly according to the scriptures. It's Romans 11 and 16, it reads, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who hath believed our report? Where is that said at? That's Isaiah the 53rd chapter. That's what we started with. See that? That's root. That's deep. It go back. See? They say go back to your roots. The things that are written aforetime. Preparing ourselves to the search of our fathers. We're rooted deep in this. We ain't just got a couple scriptures for you. We don't know how deep this thing go. We don't know how deep our heritage go. No, we're in this thing. It's about being rooted, right? It's about what it's about. Then you can go into all the perks and all the tricks of the trade and all that. You know what I'm saying? Simply, plainly, what do I need, brother? What does the Lord require of me? And one of the main things I'm going to tell you, brothers, that's keeping the commandments. Brothers got to start keeping the Shabbat. Brothers got to start observing the new moon. Brothers got to start doing a lot of things that we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? That brothers probably not aware of, man. It's a lot of things, man. Brothers got to start praying more. Brothers use those prayers. I'm telling you, man, you have a good foundation in this truth with the Lord. So everything you bring forth going forward will only make sense when you go back to your roots and you look at them. You know what I'm saying? Even your trial and error. That's a part of being rooted. And it's truth. Now, Isaiah 11, verse 17, it says, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. So that's the point. So right here, all being everybody that's planted, that's considered a plant. But not all of them, so they will be planted, they will be rooted, right? But not all of them obeyed the gospel. So they're not properly rooted in this thing, in this truth, man. See that? Because you didn't obey the gospel. They didn't obey the good news. They was not with it. Right? Because the scriptures tell you in verse 15, How beautiful are the feet of them that, and how shall they preach except they be sent? Except as it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. Right? That's the kingdom coming. Yeah, brother. And then another thing, that it ain't no damn. The Lord ain't fulfilled everything. It tell you that in Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the prophets or the law. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. He ain't bring forth everything. You want to know how? Go read Isaiah the 66th chapter. Go read that. The Lord didn't come do that. He said, think not I come. He tell you that in Matthew 10:34. Think not I come to send peace on earth but a sword. When the Lord bring a sword. So how did he fulfill everything? It tell you in 2 Peter or 1 Peter, no, 2 Peter 3, we wait for new heavens and the earth to be refreshed. You know what I'm saying? It ain't tell you none of that. We in Romans 11:16. Romans 11:15. So that's the good news. You know, that we got a new earth coming. It's going to be a time of refreshing. When he comes, we're going to be made like him. He's going to destroy everybody that have not the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. They ain't been planted. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're going to get to all that. It says, so it's a difference between that. So we're going to say, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. Right? For Isaiah said, Lord, who hath believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So if you ain't heard the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you don't truly have the faith. You don't have faith. Faith in Jesus that's not faith, man. You know what I'm saying? The good news is that he is so-called black man. You don't obey that by talking about his name Jesus and his color don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's not our issue in this truth. That's just an example. So you got to think of the simple examples for us of how you cannot obey in this truth that would. You know? You know? I don't get why I post that. You know what I'm saying? But let me keep going. 1 Timothy 6:10. You know, this thing, hey, man. It's not a fluke. 1 Timothy 6:10. Father do what he want to do. 1 Timothy 6:10. It says, for the love of money is the root, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. See, you chasing that money, you trying to hurry to get to work, you trying to be in work 24/7 when you already straight enough, you know what I'm saying? You trying to whatever. That caused you to go off on the faith. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even keeping the faith no more. Your faith done went down. You having more faith after chasing money. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord needs you submerged in these scriptures, man, he needs you to be baptized, man. It says, so that's the root. Loving money will have you rooted in evil. That's the root of all evil. So if evil being a plant, the root of it is money. You know what I'm saying? And now it's about to be the chick, you know? Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and perished themselves through with many sorrows. So that's why you don't care for nothing, man. See, verse 11, but thou, O man of God, O man of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, flee these things. So we run for those things, man. When you working too much, you need to run away from that place and sit down. It says, and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life. You know what I'm saying? So, because when you fighting to stay in this truth, to, you know, keep staying in the videos, stay with the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Keep furthering, getting deeper into the heritage, you know what I'm saying? Bringing the works forth, you know, rehearsing the righteous acts, doing the Shabbat when you could do it, doing all these things to the best of your abilities, man. You know what I'm saying? Rebuking niggas that not, you know, cutting off more and more bad ways of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You fighting a good fight. That's leaving you, that's going to have you deeply rooted. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to properly be able to read this Bible as well because you're doing what the Lord asks you. a good understanding have all they that keep the commandments, man. See that? We was talking about that. You gotta be able to get your bench up. It's a lot of things required at the truth. You gotta be able to hold all that at one time, man. You know? That's not a rooting thing, but that's just to expound on what we're talking about right now, which is that fighting that good fight of faith. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight you in, man. You know? It says, thou art also called, right? Because you got, think about it. You on here, you on this live, you know the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the name of the Father, the name of the Son. You know you're an Israelite. You know who we are. You know all these things, right? So you've been called. It says, and has professed a good profession. This is our profession. We ain't invested into being a professional athlete or a goddamn professional goddamn drug dealer or some crap like that. It says, and has, and they letting you, they reassuring you. They said, and has professed a good profession before many witnesses. You know what I'm saying? When the shit hit the fan, everybody gonna know who's in this truth. We was hitting those highways and about, oh, those men, they was with it the whole. You know how many people gonna, hey, it's gonna be a back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. When those ships come and they beam up the men that was looking like bums and was weak and was plants that was like this. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's our time to shine, when the sun come, you see that? When the sun come, hey, it's gonna be a wrap, man. We're gonna be put seen in our proper light, given our proper because we're deprived right now. But that's the point, you know. But we strong ass plants. We those plants you can't kill. They just won't die. You know what I'm saying? But that's only gonna be the case for you if you rooted in this truth. Hebrews 2:12 and 15. Hebrews 12 and 15. And it reads, you know, so that would make you being that would be you being properly rooted right there. Now let me get because it's about, you understand, you dealing with those things. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? You're not chasing money and all these worldly things. You know what I'm saying? Things ain't getting in your, you ain't letting things get in your way. Being a man of the Lord. It says Hebrews 12 and 15. Let me get that. It reads, Hebrews 12 and 15. And then this how you get deep root. Look, we going for 2 hours and 18 minutes, man. You see, this not no, we ain't winging it, man. Hebrews 12 and 15, you know? We could have ran through these scriptures, but you got to warm up. It says, Hebrews 12 and 15. It says, look diligently, lest any man fell of the grace. Look diligently. That's another part of being rooted. Diligence. Becoming rooted. When your diligence, when your diligence is on high, you know what I'm saying? Your diligence is you want a 99 diligence rating. You know what I'm saying? If this was a game, a video game, it says, look diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you. Because you're not supposed to be bitter about not having in this world, man. You got to, at the end of the day, not give a fuck. And it's just that simple. It's that plain, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it sucks, you know, but ultimately, you know, this ain't in any goddamn way. Because guess what? Everybody that got is going to be, all these people that got and whatever we may be missing, they finna be made even. And then once we made even, the Lord finna re-standardize it. You know what I'm saying? That's why the meek shall inherit the earth. Now let's get 12 and 15. And we're going to be fighting to be meek. It says, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you. So you can't be tripping. You ain't got this, you ain't got that. Oh, everybody got this. You ain't living like the Johnsons and all that. Man, fuck them. Forget the Johnsons, man. The Johnsons ain't in the truth. They don't know the name of the Creator and the Son. The Lord, hey, the scriptures say Yahushua gonna come back, destroying in a anger of fury with his mighty angels, paraphrasing, destroying all them that obey not the gospel, have not the knowledge of God, not the knowledge of power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You ain't got the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You ain't planted nor rooted, and you will be destroyed, man. So the hell with the Johnsons. It says, as many as desire to make Talaki 12:15. It says, what the hell am I at? Oh. Yeah, looking diligently, Hebrews 12:15, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Meaning, you don't use this time. This is a time period to get right, man. And to get rooted. In this instance, to get deep into this thing. To really grab hold of the ground, right? The Lord's earth. The Lord's, which brings forth plants, which bring forth fruits. Beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So this will be the soil, basically. You want to become planted in this truth, man. That's the soil, man. You know? It says, and the water. You know? This is an all-in-one. The vision of all. This is like the all-in-one tool, man. It says, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Or you could just say, which is this? You know what I'm saying? Because where do you find Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah? In the scriptures. You know, so Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will be the actual soil. You know what I'm saying? We're planted in them. It's like Yahweh Shah is the actual vine. It says, lest any root of bitterness spring up, trouble you. We already got Jacob's trouble to deal with. So don't be worrying about, you know, we losing in the world. We don't have no life. Keep your eye single, man. This. Eli wasn't tripping on what he didn't have, man. You know? He was worried about the goal, you know? He was moving properly. He developed all the ways he needed to be to where he was rooted and he was able to survive that time like it wasn't nothing, man. Like it wasn't nothing. It says, and thereby many be defiled. You know what I'm saying? So that would be not being properly being rooted. Like that would be a way of not being properly rooted because you're not looking, you're not using the grace period. You know what I'm saying, to come up and get deep in this thing. You're not rooted, man. You know what I'm saying? And then if another way you know you're not properly rooted, if the cares of this life is bothering you, not being able to do this and not being able to do that, you're not rooted. You're not rooted. Because ultimately, yeah, it's going to bother the flesh, but ultimately your spirit, you're going to bounce back. It's just a tug of war. But ultimately your spirit should be winning, even if it's by a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That means you're not rooted, man. Because you don't get what this thing is about. That's why I can be okay and be like, well, at the end of the day, hey. Because only people you fighting with, you know what I'm saying, and trying to prove you wrong is the world and those that are not of the truth, though, plant, you know, fucking Jake, you know. Screw my French, you know. But anyway, Jude, let me get Jude. Yeah, man, we got some good scriptures, man. Jude 1 and 2. The Lord, he'll put you deep, you know. You'll be able to see yourself. You'll be able to know you rooted. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know that. Like, but you're going to be humble. The Father, he'll have you think you ain't in a second. And that's what keeps you going. It's like, why do plants keep bringing forth fruit? They bring forth fruit like they're not holding any. Like how Jake said in the world, Jake be grinding like they broke. You know what I'm saying? Meek Mill said that. He said, I'm the type to cash out a milli or some shit, he said, and then grind like I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? That's how we growing in this truth. We're just growing like we ain't got no growth. Like we ain't already tall as hell. That's how you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got enough fruit to feed the projects. You know what I'm saying? The whole world already. That's how you want to be with this thing, man. If that's not your attitude, you ain't rooted, man. Jude is right before Revelation, if I'm not mistaken. Right, 1-12. It says, Jude 1-12. It says, these are spots in your feast of charity. Right? So this is a feast of charity right now. When they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water. So that would be not being properly rooted, because you're not, when you're rooted, you're able to bring forth. The whole point of you being rooted is to be able to grow and bring forth and be useful. What's the point of having a cloud without water? That's the whole point of what he's saying. It says carried about of winds. So it's just, you're just floating around. You only reason you're around because you're being blown around. You're getting here, you're getting there, because you're just being blown around. You're gone with the wind. You're to and fro like Satan. You know what I'm saying? It says, trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead. Right? So it's you're a tree. It's people that are trees whose fruit withereth, like die it and go off, and then you're just without fruit. Period. So you die twice. You're just double dead. You're no good for anything. Then you're plucked up by the roots. Because what happened when the Lord found that tree when he was walking and he was hungry? He made them wither away. That's spiritual for what he finna do to people, bro. You gotta be rooted in this thing. Only way you gonna know you rooted if you're bringing forth fruits. Profiting. You seeing profiting of yourself, and you seeing profiting according to what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh deems is being profitable. You know what I'm saying? It's being profit. See that? You don't want to be that tree he walk up to and he say wither away. That's what that's talking about. So that's heavy right there, man. You know? We get Ephesians 3:17. We got like 4 more scriptures. Ephesians, I'm just gonna fly through these, man. Ephesians 3:17. But Lord willing, this is edifying and brothers able to take some out of it, because it's really a conversation we got to have amongst each other. It says Ephesians 3:17, and it reads, it says that Hamashiach may dwell in your heart. So those would be people, if you didn't understand, those would be people who are not rooted, man, because they don't have any fruits and they're like clouds without water. They're in. It's like they're in the truth, but they're not bringing forth. They're not no goodness for anything. They're not bringing forth anything. You being an Israelite is to no avail. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be saved, and you don't have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Nor do you know how to apply it and when to apply it. You know what I'm saying? On any level. You know what I'm saying? Because we're striving for perfection. So you're not going to do it all, but you keep working towards it, and you eventually do it all. And when you're doing it all, that means your root, the more and more you do, the deeper your roots are getting. Your roots can go to the core of the earth. In other words, your roots can go to the core of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing's plucking you up. You will die for the Lord. People that fold on the Lord, they don't have any root. They get nervous, panic. They don't have any root, man. Ephesians 3:17. They didn't get rooted into proper ground, the proper ground, which is all these things we talking about. You know, Jacob's trouble, the world being destroyed. You know, you being hated of all men. You know, your people being wicked, us being like Yahweh Shah in truth. You know what I'm saying? Us being different. You know, having spiritual gifts, etc. Ephesians 3:17. That Hamashiach may dwell in your, and then us being plain, the truth being plain. That Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in love. And love meaning doing what the Lord tells us to do. You know what I'm saying? You're rooted in that. So you're rooted in that. When you're doing what the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh told you to do, you know what I'm saying? You're grounded in love. You're rooted in love, man. So you will be rooted. That's how you know. You're rooted. You doing what he tell you to do, you're rooted, man. that Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith. You know what I'm saying? So just by believing, that he coming back, he gonna take care of you. You're gonna end up doing what he told you to do, and you're gonna become rooted, and he gonna dwell in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because of that faith. And it's ultimately gonna have you rooted. So when he come back, you're gonna be a tree that he's not gonna wither away. You're gonna have fruit for him to eat. Man, it says may be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height. You know how deep you can expound on things in its truth. You know what I'm saying? Because you're rooted. You have root. Root has taken place for you in certain things. So these are ways you would know that, you're rooted, man. And this is the last scripture for being properly rooted. Colossians 2:7. For being properly, being not properly rooted, being rooted versus properly rooted, right? Because those men, it's men in the truth that get on the comment boards that hit the highways and byways, but it's a lot of, they are men without waters. You know what I'm saying? Brothers don't even, if it cut you, it cut you. Brothers don't even got no lessons. Brothers don't even teach. You know what I'm saying? Brothers don't even do nothing for the brotherhood. Brothers don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't got the camera, you don't hold signs, you don't come up with nothing, you don't get any understandings, you don't, you have no water, because everybody ain't gonna do the same thing. But if you're not doing anything, you ain't seeing any benefit for yourself as well. First and foremost, man, come on, man, you're a well without water, and you're a cloud without water, and you're a fruit tree without fruit. You're a plant that is not rooted. Colossians 2:7. It says, rooted and built up in him, established in faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So when when you're rooted and built up in your house, you're gonna be established in this faith, obviously, because that's what root does. It establishes you. Another thing the root system goes into, it lets you know when you're rooted, it's an anchor. So your root is going to be able to hold you down. So when it's times demons trying you at the plant on your job, etc., that's when that root holds you down. That root of what? Key things of this truth. Oh, it's a demon test me. I'm being tested. Oh, police pull up on you. Oh, agree with your adversary. Oh, this Esau's world. That's being rooted, man. You trying to keep the Shabbat and keep the rehearse the righteous acts because you learned reading the Bible, reading the scriptures, the history. And that's why the hell we in this place. Look at Satan. Look at Satan. Hey. Oh man. Satan ain't shit, man. I'll tell you that. I don't even know how the hell. Hey, man. Hey, that's what happened when you going hard. Satan get to fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't gonna get no wins over here. Rebuke him in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Ba'Hashem Rakah Akodash. Get that. The water. See that? Satan can't flip the shit over with. He flipped the shit over with. Hey, Satan flipped it over. How's your time? The bully big brother. That's the brother Mahar. By the Spirit, brought up. See that? You see that? Must be doing something, right? See that? Colossians 2:7. It says, as ye also learned of Ephraim, he tried to make me forget my train of thought, but it's all good. Our dear fellow servant, who is a faithful minister of Hamashiach. hey, ministering what the Lord went through. Satan tried the Lord. You trying to tempt him. You tried to tempt me just now to get mad. You know what I'm saying? And just move out of place, stand up, bug out. I'm not doing none of that, man. I'm going to sit right here. We're going to finish this lesson by the will and power and grace and mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. Right? It says, who also declared unto us your love in the Spirit. It says, for this cause we also, since the day we heard it, did not cease to pray for you, because that's a rooting principle, and desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of His will and all wisdom and spiritual understanding. But that only gonna come when you take root, that ye may walk worthy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work. These things you can only talk on this level when you got root. It says, and increasing in the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, strengthened with all might, because that's what root does. It's strength. It says it's the core. It says according to His glorious power unto all patience and long suffering with joyfulness. You know. It says, giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. You know, who had delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of His dear Son. See that? So there you go, man. That's it on that. Now, what or who is the root? Do brothers know what is the root? Do brothers know who is the root? Let's find out. Romans. These are going to be quick. Romans 11 and 18. Is that what I want? Romans 11 and 18. Yeah, that's it. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth. That's that lifting up your voice like a trumpet. And that's of the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And their words unto the ends of the earth. Didn't it tell you earlier that, what was that? I think in Jeremiah 17 and 8, that he would be a plant and his plants was going to take root and spread out amongst all the nations. You see that? That's too heavy, man. Oh man, that's heavy. That's heavy, man. Hey man, y'all should feel some shit finna happen. I feel it. Hey, something finna happen, bro. I reckon something about to happen, man. Esau finna pull some shit, man. I feel it. You can feel it in the air. Something finna happen, man. I feel it. Something about to happen, man. Esau finna do some shit, bro. Straight up. So you brothers we need to pray. Brothers need to fast. Hey, man. Brothers need to link. Brothers need to do it all, bro, because this devil finna come, bro. He about to come. It ain't sweet no more. A lot of men was written to come in at the last minute. We're at the last minute, man. So this is it for Jake. This is the last opportunity to take root, man, and get deep as you can and as quick as possible. Speed up your growth process by the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah as much as possible. Jeremiah 17 and 8. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river. And those waters represent nations. So it says you're going to spread out your root. He said and that spreadeth out her roots by the river. See that? So the root. So what is that root? It says Romans 11 and 18. It says, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went out into all the earth, and their words into the ends of the world. See that? What word? Yahweh Shai. It says Romans 15 and 12. We finna close out in a second. We got a couple of scriptures. It says, and again, Isaiah said, there shall be a root of Jesse. If you didn't get it. And he shall rise to reign over the Gentiles. In him shall the Gentiles trust. So I'm gonna save the what happens when you're not rooted, man. When you're not rooted, you probably didn't grow. You probably ain't bringing forth no fruit, and you probably are messed up. And that goes for any type of plant. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's planted that comes out of the earth. That goes for wheat, the wheat and the tares, all that. When you're not rooted, you're not. It doesn't come out right. We're gonna go into what happens to you if you're not rooted. You know what I'm saying? In the root system part, but I'm gonna do that later. Not tonight. Let's see. So Romans 15:12. So that's talking about the Lord, man. Romans 15:12 is talking about the Lord. That root of Jesse. You know what I'm saying? And he shall rise to reign over the Gentiles, and him shall the Gentiles trust. You know? Now let me get Revelation 5:5 to back that up real quick. So the Lord is, let's just get that, man. Let me just get it. Romans 5:5. It says, and one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals, man. Thereof, and to loose the seven seals thereof. There you go, man. One more scripture, last scripture. Revelation 22 and 16, and it reads, it says, I, Yahushua, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. Amen. So the Lord is the root. So guess what? The Lord brought your ass forth. See that? Now you got to actually make sure you're a part of that root. See that? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a wise man who built his house on a rock. We're built upon Yahushua, man. We're brought forth upon Yahushua. That's when you know you're rooted, because he not moving. So if you're a part of that root, if you're truly rooted, you're of the root of Yahushua. So ultimately, once you get past the things we mentioned tonight, it's about the Lord. And all these things, like the history, is going to show you is about the Lord. Learning of the Lord, of Yahushua. I take my yoke upon you, for I am lowly and meek. Why is he lowly? Because he's the one in the ground. See that? He the first and the last. What's the first part of a plant? The root. You want to be technical, what's the last part of the plant? The root. You see that? Oh, man. Hey. Go to the comment board real quick and we're going to close up. Yeah, man. Hey, Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, as not as much as only in my presence. Salaki. Brother posting that fire up here, man. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as much in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Because Paul did it. He ain't Paul in that incarnation is not here no more. You know, we don't know who Paul is today, but the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the beginning of knowledge, right? So The root is the beginning of the plant. You see that? So when you fear Yahweh, that's when you become rooted. You do what he say, right? You know, I can't do this no more. Okay, we need fringes. Okay, he wants to keep the Shabbat. Okay, he said you can't do this no more. You can't do that. That's when you become rooted. That's step one. Everything else comes after that. Period. Everything else I said tonight comes after that. That's the clear-cut way to tell you, brothers, man. Now, it says, true fir trees are used to manufacture suitable. Yeah, I'm going to go into that later. Let's see, the sap is, this is the meaning of sap to a tree. Sap is fluid transported through cells that transport water and nutrients throughout the plant. So sap is very important. So you got to understand what is sap in the truth. And they shall build, it says, and they shall build and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat fruit of them. Yeah, man. And what would the womb be? The womb is his truth. Brothers being born out of this truth every day. You know what I'm saying? And the womb is the earth. You know? They like to say that in the world that God's an earth crap, 5%ers. Women call it the earth. You know what I'm saying? And the earth is the woman has the womb. So the earth will be the womb. You know what I'm saying? That soil brings forth plants. The soil. See, this what happen when you get deep, man. You start unlocking things. You know what I'm saying? Father just don't give it to you. You gotta work. You know what I'm saying? And it be worth it. It says, the seed is the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Luke 18, 8 and 11. It says, he a war brought out. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcome will I give to eat up the tree of life. Whoo, you gonna eat, you gonna become a joint heir with Yahushua, man. It says, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. So that's a whole nother yard, man. That yard is a paradise. Man. So overcoming, man. Overcoming that water of affliction, man. Think of the water we drink. We're plants drinking non-alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for drinking sink water. It says where you should no drink be drinking no sink water though. It says man, for if the first fruits be holy, the lump is good scripture. The lump is also holy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if your root right, you're only gonna bring forth righteousness. You know what I'm saying? You're only gonna bring forth righteousness. It says you're gonna bring everything. If you, that's why you want to learn from your true teachers and not everybody, because you that sown, you got sold seeds, you got mingled seeds. The Lord ain't dealing with that. That's against the law. You can't plant a vineyard of mingled seeds. If your tomatoes go to tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? The cucumbers go with the cucumbers, etc. Not no goddamn mingled seeds. And you know our agriculture fields was off the hook. It was off the chain. Especially if you organized Israelite, you know what I'm saying? You organized Israelite. It says he spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon and found none. Exactly. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, right, one who takes care of the vineyard, which will be us, with the dresser, behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this tree, see, and find none. Cut it down. Why cumber it the ground? You know what I'm saying? So that would be likened unto you being a dresser. You planted the seed on somebody and they grew, and they didn't do nothing with it. So when the Lord come, they ain't do nothing with being in his truth. They were unprofitable. They brought forth no fruit. He could be doing away with their ass, man. It says, you know, he wasn't rooted. It says, yeah, can you just walk up to a tree and uproot it? That's why you're gonna become a tree. That's why he said we're trees. We ain't just no flowers. You know what I'm saying? A tree is a plant on a whole nother level. It says, and if it bear fruit, well, and if it not, and then after that, thou shalt cut it down. Yeah, man. Like a wise man, bro. Yeah, Esau roots about to be exposed, Revelation. Yeah, I brought all that out. Yeah, Hey, so with that, man, Lord willing, this was edifying, brothers. We're going to go ahead and close out. I'm sure this is something brothers going to have to expound on later. And with that, man, Lord willing, this is edifying. So I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakah Akwadas, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who will of Yasha'Allah. Yasha'Allah, which is Hebrew for Israel. All right? Peace and blessings to the faithful elect out there. All you brothers. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Wabaraki, and Ha'aman, Bakiyah. All right? Hope this has been edifying. With that, Shalom.